What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 19 of our Liverpool FC playthrough here in Football Manager 2016. And today we have a Capital One Cup semi-final first leg for you guys against Newcastle. A big game, only one game since the last episode, which if you missed, you need to go check it out. It was incredible. I promised halfway through the last episode that I was going to look at the Premier League player stats at the end of the episode. However, because of what happened at the end of the game, I just got carried away. I lost the plot. If you missed it and you've not clicked on the video by now, we won 3-2, a last-minute goal, and I mean very much last minute. There was just one game to tell you guys about since that episode. It was a 2-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. A bit of a bogey team for us based off the one time we've already played them this year where we drew 2-2. But a good result there, and that result saw us climb up the league table just a little bit. And we're now in a situation where we're actually in third again now, but with a game in hand. So if we win that game in hand, we could go as high as top of the table, although Spurs have slightly better goal difference at the moment. So let's have a look at the player stats. And I guess all the stats ready. We have the beautiful new stat screen here, which is very green. Might hurt your eyes a little bit, but I like the look of this screen. I think it's very clean. It's a very cool way to look through the stats. So you can see here we have the third most goals scored in the league. In terms of headers won, we have 7th most won in the air, which isn't too bad, I guess. In terms of average possession, we are in 4th in the league and we have 52.7% on average. Most tackles were Newcastle, who we're playing today, so they're going to be getting stuck in. We have an 80% tackle completion, so I guess that's not too bad. And in terms of best defences, ours isn't the best. Spurs have really improved recently, and as you can see here, we've got the 5th best defence, which isn't too bad considering we score a lot of goals. In terms of clean sheets, we're not even in the top 5 or whatever top this is. I think it's the top 5, but because there's so many teams tied, we have a lot more teams showing there. And there's a few other stats like pass completion ratio, which actually disappointingly we're not on, which I'm a little bit disappointed by, but that is kind of the nature of our slightly direct style of play. Anyway, on the player overviews here, the blue bug has indeed returned for no apparent reason. I don't know why this happens. It's obviously game is still in beta. There's the beta watermark that lets you know that's the case. Lacazette and Coutinho both Smurfs. But if we look at top goal scorers, Lacazette joint top goal scorer in the league, which is really good. In terms of assists, Lacazette has 8 assists, which is joint second best in the league. Nathaniel Klein with 7 assists as well. Not too shabby for a fullback, all things considering. In terms of most distance covered, we're nowhere near on there. Key tackles, again, we don't really make that many tackles, I guess, because we're always in possession of the ball. In terms of goals conceded, Mignolet, 5th best goalkeeper in that kind of regard, I guess, in the league. In terms of average ratings, Lacazette, best average rating in the league with a 7.66. And also, Nathaniel Klein, he's equal with Sanchez. I can only assume that Sanchez's average rating is a 7.54, and then the third digit of the decimal is high, which rounds it up, because apparently Klein and Sanchez have the same amount. Regardless, they're 2 big players for us. Lacazette leading the way on the player of the matches too, and Lee Catamol has decided to turn blue. He's not one of our players, so maybe my theory about the players going blue being our players isn't necessarily the only factor there. But anyway, that's a little bit about the stats on what's going on. Of course, Man City former holders of the competition. Looking at the league table here, obviously, we're in 3rd place. We're in a good position. Only 2 games lost after 20 games. Those losses coming against Everton, who find themselves in 7th, and Spurs, who are top of the league. So, they're kind of in a good situation, Spurs, you'd have to say. They've been playing pretty well. I don't know when we play them. We played them in a little while. Maybe we'll do that as the next live com as a double-header with the Newcastle game. Although we have got the Real Madrid game to come. I guess that's one of the kind of issues with getting so far in so many competitions in this save, is that I kind of feel inclined to live com them all, and it gets you in a situation where you're just not really getting in a flow of results, and it's constantly live com after live com. And I like with these saves to keep them ticking over. I don't want to do, you know, too many episodes each season. And also it's quite nice when I'm playing through these saves. Obviously I have to find time to sit down and record, and sometimes it's nice just to sit down and play FM for an hour or 2, whereas if I'm doing an episode every few games, you know, I play for half an hour, then have to record again, and, you know, you can't always record immediately, you know, if you've got someone round or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens in this leg, I guess, because this is the first leg of the Capital One Cup semi-final. I believe away goals don't count in this until after extra time. It's one of those bizarre kind of League Cup rules which I don't really understand why you'd only have away goals count after extra time, but it's a thing. But regardless, we need to be aiming to win this. Newcastle are doing well in the league, but we want silverware. Of course, last season we lost in the Europa League final. Sturridge, bury that. Bang. Take a bow. 1-0, 3 minutes in. Perfect start to the season. Sturridge with his 11th goal of the year. And I can't remember what I was saying now. What was I saying? Oh, it would be nice to win some silverware because, of course, last season we lost the Europa League final. And this is an opportunity, you know. Capital One Cup, it's not something that the board are particularly fussed by, but we find ourselves in a situation now where we're in the semi-final of it. I want to go and try and win it for what it's worth. And that is the perfect start, really. Sturridge getting a goal after just 3 minutes. Coutinho with the assist. Coutinho's been a fine player for us, and speaking of the devil, going to whip in a ball here, back post, headed away only as far as Lacazette. Can Coutinho put in a second ball of quality? Lacazette's there, blocked away, but only as far as Joe Allen. Sacco, Coutinho, can he put in a good ball? He can. No, he can't. It gets cleared away. Zuma, Allen, Witzel. We're playing today with a fairly strong team. Oh, Klein hitting the crossbar from across. I think that's the first time I've seen that happen this year. That used to happen, I think, in FM14 way too much. So that's definitely improved this year in FM16, which is nice. What was I going to say? I was going to say, in the Sheffield Wednesday game, the game we played before this, you may remember Mamanama and also Cubas, the two players who were on loan in Argentina. I decided to start them both for that game. Cubas had a very solid game. I think he got a 6.8 average rating, which I guess isn't amazing, but you know, it was a solid start. It wasn't like he completely fluffed his lines. Unfortunately, Mamanama, I think he broke his collarbone. It was a break of some kind. Unfortunately, he's out for 6 weeks to 8 weeks, so that's a little bit disappointing for him, the young centre-back. A little bit of a setback, giving him that chance in the Premier League. And first game, bam, breaks his collarbone. But that's kind of, I guess, just how these kind of things transpire. But we can have a chance here. Lacazette, can he pull it across for Sturridge? He can. That's a fantastic save. Is it Tim Krul goal for Newcastle? It is indeed. That was a good save by him to deny us. Looking at the stats, we are absolutely dominating here. We probably should be a few more goals ahead. We've had some really good chances, but we've not taken them so far this half. Maybe we have another one here, though. Henderson, Coutinho, options ahead. Lacazette, bang that in if you can. It hits the post. That's another chance that we've missed. And this could be 3 or 4 after half an hour. This is... We need to make the most of this. In the first leg, we need to try and get as big a lead as we can. Then I might be able to rotate a few players for the second leg. That's kind of on my mind because our fixture congestion is pretty strong at this point. Obviously, we're still in this competition. We're still in the Premier League. We're still in the Champions League. FA Cup starts fairly soonish. So, yeah, there's going to be, you know, a lot of cup games going on. So if we could leave ourselves in a situation going into the second leg where I don't necessarily feel inclined to start all our first team players, that would be really, really nice. Obviously, I won't get too kind of complacent and play my youth team, but a 2-goal cushion over a 1-goal cushion would certainly, you know, give me the room to perhaps not field a full-strength side. I'm actually going to tell the players I'm not happy with that performance. Despite the fact we kept a clean sheet, we've been dominant. We've not really done anything with that. We need to start doing that in this second half. We've got options on off the bench that I might bring on. Lacazette, putting some good footballs for Sturridge, but despite Sturridge scoring, he's missed a few opportunities, I guess, as has Lacazette. And given the strength that we have in our side, I am in a situation where I can just completely change our strike force if need be. Coutinho's struggling a little bit for fitness on 69%, so I'm going to take him off, bring on Firmino, who's been out for a long time with an injury, but his condition's getting back there. His match sharpness still isn't great, but giving him, you know, 35 minutes here, just giving him some time to stretch his legs, maybe get a few goals, because he was in good goal-scoring form before his injury. And he's the kind of player who, I guess, like unlike Coutinho, when he plays in that centre-attacking mid-role for us, Firmino just seems to get a few more goals and not be perhaps quite so creative. He kind of almost acts as a third striker in that regard, in that number 10 role, whereas Coutinho operates as much more of your kind of conventional kind of playmaker, likes to look for those passes. We've got a chance here, though. Sturridge, Lacazette, got to bury that. I'm hoping that's not going to be given offside. I don't think it was. It wasn't. Lacazette, 17th goal of the season for him, 2-0. And this is perfect. This is the kind of performance we want. It's just calm, cool, collected. There's not much panicking going on. I'm actually enjoying watching us play, which is nice. You know, sometimes going into a semi-final, you feel on edge. It's end-to-end. But right now, well, we've been the better side throughout. We have another chance here. Ball whipped in. Lacazette, can he head it? He can't. But Firmino, out wide. Ball of quality. Still some big men in the box. Lacazette is there. Makes it 3-0. Now we really can enjoy ourselves. That's his 18th of the season. 2 goals for Lacazette in 2 minutes. Could be on course for a really quick hat-trick, of course. No real expectation on him to do that, but it's possible now. That volley from 2 yards out defensively. Newcastle not looking particularly strong in this game. And we are looking very good going forward. And really, since that United game that we won 4-0, and obviously we had the Celtic game, which was either just before or just after that, where we won 5-0, we've really not had any issues scoring goals. Our players have been in fine form. And I guess I'm just really looking forward to seeing how things are going. And I actually have a special little thing to show you guys who stick around to the end of the episode. So stay around for that. I've got to remember there's a thing that I was meant to show you guys before the game, which completely slipped my mind, but it's exciting. It's not a puppy, I'm sorry, not got one of those to show you, but trust me, it's probably a little bit better than a puppy. But we've got to focus on the here and now, just at this very moment in time. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to bring off Sturridge, bring on Gabriel Barbosa, and I'm also going to bring on Maya for Joe Allen, who's booked. No point in getting a needless yellow card now with 13 minutes left, because we don't want any suspensions. It would just be an unnecessary, I guess, thing to have to receive at this point. With 3 minutes left, looking like this game's going to finish 3-0. I'm a little bit apprehensive to say the full-time results happening before it's happened, because of last game against Chelsea in the live com where we scored last minute, and there might be a chance there, although Witsel misses what was a fairly good opportunity. But it will end here at Anfield 3-0. A good performance, going to tell the players I'm very happy. And now it's time for the thing that isn't a puppy to be shown, and it's a signing that I'm very happy to get done. And I think you guys are going to like it. So let's have a look at him in action. Here it is. He's in the van. Mario Götze, signed on a pre-contract for £125,000 a week. His contract is going to be a 5-year deal. And looking at this guy here, he joined us on a free transfer. 24 years old. He's taken a wage hit of around 40k a week to join us. Bayern won't let me buy him now, because they want him in their first team, even though he's not playing a lot of football for them. But this guy, fantastic midfielder, going to be a star player, relishes big games, consistent, intelligent. He's going to be an ideal player to really spearhead our team. We have a lot of young midfielders coming up through the ranks. If we look at our kind of youngsters here, you can see the likes of Tielemans, Maya, Bizor, of course, Kubas. But we don't have that many players that are good attacking midfielders. Obviously, we have Coutinho. Now we have this guy, Götze, and Götze is a fantastic player, not only because he can play as this kind of attacking midfielder position we have, but because he's actually quite capable of playing as a striker, and playing as a complete forward with these attributes he's got isn't going to be a problem for him. So I'm delighted to get him in, and this summer he's going to be a massive transfer for us to get, and on a free transfer, I mean, you can't really complain, it's a bargain. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Fantastic result in that first leg. Looking at things here, we will of course have the second leg coming up next time. I think going to be a big game for us, that one, and then maybe we'll do the Tottenham episode, the following episode, or maybe we'll do a 2-for-1. But of course then we have Real Madrid to look forward to. There's some massive games on the horizon. We're going to try and keep ourselves in as many competitions as we can. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, please smash the like button. It does help me out. Of course, leave a comment if you've got anything to say with regards to this series. I'll tell you what, if you've watched until the Götze bit, write a comment about Götze as a signing. Let me know what you think of him. Have you signed him in past FMs? Is he a bargain? You could just write bargain in one word if you want to. But I just want to know if you've got to the end of the video and you've written something about Götze as a signing. I know you've watched to the end, don't I? I know you're a loyal viewer. And I know there's some lurkers, you guys who like to hide in the shadows and never leave YouTube comments and don't even sign in on your accounts. Do it for me today. It would be appreciated, guys. Lets me know that you're enjoying it and that you're actually watching to the end of the episodes. So yeah, that wraps up everything from me. I've already said thank you for watching, so I won't say it again. I will see you guys next time for the second leg. And yeah, other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.